let me tell you, you may not only need a friendship, you may need a good Christian counselor. And you may need somebody who can help you work through that pain and that hurt. And so let me give you just 3 clues to let you know so you can understand if you're over here on this side of the spectrum or not. You're way over here if in disclosing things about you to someone else in a relationship, the person's not reciprocating. So you're sharing your stuff, you're opening up, and the person's not sharing back. That could be a clue. Secondly, when you disclose to people and you're sharing and being transparent, what happens is all you can talk about is your past hurts and your long ago struggles and relationships that didn't go well, and you're living in the past instead of in the present or the future. And then the third clue is this, is that when you self-disclose to people, it pushes people away versus draw them to you. And so the fact is some of these people over here really do need help and really do need friends, but you can't give them everything that they need, because functional, good, solid relationships in terms of authenticity are right in the middle. And there is an even, gradual, appropriate disclosure of what's going on in each other's lives. It's kind of like a tennis match. So the first person over here just serves the ball. And there's one piece of self-disclosure that's happened, and they're going to see if the person's going to reciprocate. And then bloom, and then the next person serves the ball back, and they have self-disclosed to match the other person. Then boom, and then boom, and back and forth like a tennis match. You're disclosing more and more about yourself and getting vulnerable, and you're getting deeper and deeper in a relationship. But there is trust and there is vulnerability that's a part of that even, steady back and forth. I was in a group, Christy and I were, with some couples in Florida. And in this group, we had been together about 3 months, and if you have been a part of an I group here or a Bible study group or any kind of, small group situation, you know that there starts off in the beginning, nobody knows each other, and you have to norm together, and you have to grow, and you have to get to know each other over time. Well, I'll never forget this one time. We're sitting in our family room in Florida, all sitting around in a circle, and we had been together about 3 months, and we had been talking all about just get to know you kinds of things. And you would go through and look at some Bible stuff and talk about it and how does that apply to our lives. And there was one point where this guy who had said very little in multiple groups suddenly bursts out as if he was about to explode. And he says, I just need you guys to know our marriage is not okay. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what just happened? I mean, I'm supposed to do something here. You know what I mean? And so we're in a group situation, and I'm like, well, tell us more, And so, because I'm like, what do I do? I'm used to I've told you guys this, I'm used to my Starbucks conversations, but I'm not used to this, right? And so this guy's like, we have been having marriage troubles for months, and neither of us want to admit it, and neither of us want to come clean, and boom, just like that guy broke the veneer of that group, and suddenly we all became dead silent and very serious. And the jokes about who won the basketball game or the football game or what the weather was like or what's going on in our kids' lives at school and all this chitty-chatty stuff suddenly went away because we had real issues to talk about. I'm going to tell you guys something. For some of us, it's time to go there. It is time to sit across the table from some of your friends and say this, and you got to do it in your own guy way if you're a guy, but you got to say this, hey, we've been getting to know each other a while, and I like you, and we're cool with each other, and I trust you, and I think you trust me, and we've been talking about all these other things, but man, how about we get into some serious stuff? And for guys, it might be a couple of grunts, and then you say something like, hey, so how's your wife doing? Right? And it's, hey, how are your kids and you? Hey, let me ask you, how's that financial challenge you're going through? And you take the conversation deeper, and you take it down to another level of where you really talk about your emotions, where you really talk about your opinions, where you talk about really what hurts, really what's going on in your life. And I'm going to tell you something. We've got to choose to be a place that does that. We've got to choose to be the kind of people who don't go over here and don't go over there, but have authenticity where we open up. So the question is this: how willing are you to be vulnerable?